The Penguin's finally been aired on Max after 3 years of confirmation since the Batman aired, and we finally got our mobster. Starting off with what went well, I do think Colin Farrell does a pretty good job in this role. I mean, if you saw him in the Batman, it's more the same here. I think he does a great job as the Penguin. I do think there are a couple moments that are a bit off, and I'll get into that a little bit later. One thing I did like is I did like Kristen Milotti as Sophia Falcone. I am a fan of pretty much everything she's in. I think she does a great job. My first introduction to her was in How I Met Your Mother, but here it fits. I mean, I like Sophia Falcone in Gotham, and I really like her here. And they seem to deviate a little bit from the comics, and I'm okay with that. I like what they're setting up with her, and I think to me that is the most interesting part about this show. I didn't gravitate towards this show as much as I thought I was. I am excited to continue with it, but these monster sort of things just really aren't for me.
I didn't like the idea of a Batman Rogues Gallery member spin-off. I wasn't even a big fan of Joker when that was first announced. I was like, why the hell do we need this? And I'm not trashing the Rogues Gallery. I think that Batman has the best Rogues Gallery of all superheroes. But I really liked what Colin Farrell did with this character in the Batman. And I've never liked the Penguin. Penguin's just always been one of those villains that's like, and having said that Batman has the best Rogues Gallery, Penguin's one of the weakest ones. Colin made me really dig because they really went into the whole mobster, just this down on his luck guy who's really trying to be a part of this, but it's not really working out for him. And I really enjoyed this episode. It's not perfect. There's two things that I just still don't understand why they made the choice. They go off from the comics. He's no longer Oswald Cobblepot. He's Oswald Cobb. I don't know. At least it's Colin Farrell back. And the prosthetics look great. He makes me believe that he's like this down on his luck mobster who's on the verge of like, coming to his right. And I'm a sucker for on the rise mobster movies. And Griff's right. I dig Sophia Falcone. In the comics, she's just super big and not very good looking. Here's
Doesn't
just
really do
fucking
much
hot.
either. Yeah, not to mention that I already gave her more of a backstory than she had at all in the comics.
Yeah, I dig the fact that she just got out of it. Because in the comics, in A Long Halloween, she's freshly out of jail, but because she's been doing some mobster shit. Here, she's been in Arkham, and there's a scene where she's talking with Oz, where she's telling him they fucking tortured me there, man. It wasn't, which Arkham sucks.
Yeah.
So she's got some darkness in her, and you could tell when that chick's like looking at you, and just the way she talks, you're like, yeah, this bitch is batshit crazy. She's, but she plays it really well. I am also a fan of her. I really like her in The Wolf of Wall Street. She slaps the shit out of Leonardo. Like she slaps the taste out of that dude's mouth. She's a great actress. She's pretty as
Yeah.
all hell. I really dig that. And I like the dynamic between Sophia and Penguin. I thought that was great. We got Salvatore Maroni here. And
Yeah.
we got him for a little bit, but
We got Clancy Brown.
I'm a fan of his.
Yeah.
Every time I hear his voice, there's so many characters that come to mind. So as soon as he was on screen, I liked it. I liked the dude that played Alberto Falcone
Yeah.
because and again going back to the comics, Alberto's kind of a little bitch in the comics. He doesn't, he's just like gets smacked around by his dad a lot. Here, we don't see him for that much. Before we do see him, it's very different from what we see in the comics. So I like that they gave him that twist.
Yeah, I mean, there are quite a few things I didn't like, if I'm being honest. At the start, they doubled down on the biggest plot hole in the Batman. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why they would double down on that just because the flooding for Riddler's plan made no sense. And I don't know why they need to point that out yet again. So
Well,
I
now seeing this, because I thought all of Gotham was affected. But what if the Riddler just wanted to continue to piss people off and turn people against the rich? Because
they
clearly
wouldn't. They
from
would turn it against the Riddler because he's the one who destroyed all their homes. Yeah,
yeah,
sure,
but
the
the
rich
rich, but
survive, but
yeah,
the
no,
Riddler's the
they didn't.
cause.
Yeah, but they didn't just survive. They weren't affected by it. All the poor neighborhoods, they were.
Okay,
So
I
that's gonna
mean,
turn
like
people against
let's
rich people.
let's say someone gets sick. Are you gonna blame the disease for you getting sick or blame the people who are able to get the cure? That doesn't make sense to me.
I I think the way I don't want to sound like an asshole, but the way I mean, when a disaster of that magnitude happens, because I lived through Katrina, like, and I
Yeah.
remember how bad it was and how, upper high end neighborhoods weren't so affected. People were pissed that, help was getting, it's just, it's more, it's kind of a political thing. So I
Yeah, I
think
mean, maybe I just don't have
having
that
seen it now,
perspective, but
Riddler seems a lot more intelligent than, because when I saw it, I was like, I mean, you flooded the whole city. But now I know that, very high end neighborhoods, like obviously, well, in this universe, and I hate it when Wayne Manor's in fucking ruins. But essentially, if it wasn't, it wouldn't have been affected by this. So, the poor people, it's always the ones that have like the lowest income and the lowest resources that get fucked the hardest.
yeah, I mean,
So,
like if it was some like random flood that was just nature, sure, but there was a direct person that caused this. This wasn't a random act of nature. Someone
right?
deliberately
But
chose
even
this.
so, they can't be pissed at him, is what I'm trying to get you to understand. He's in jail. He's in Arkham.
You can still be
But
angry at him if he's in jail.
man,
It,
I'm
it could
telling
just
you,
be it could very well be I just lack the perspective, but
poor people are going to be more pissed at these high-end rich people that, as we know, won't give two fucks about these people.
yeah,
And the help's not getting to them. Riddler's in jail. So it's not that they're
it could
mad at
just
them.
be
It's
me.
just like, who do we blame? Oh,
Yeah.
fucking rich people. Like,
Yeah.
what do you know about my suffering?
Other things I didn't really like in comparison to the Batman, it seems like they really over accentualized the Penguin's limp and the waddle. It's super drastic here. I don't recall it being anything like that in the
Well,
movie.
I haven't seen, funny enough, because I am a huge Batman fan. I've only seen it twice, and it's been a while. I got to go rewatch it, and then I'll tell you guys my thoughts on that. Then I saw his foot,
Yeah,
and
his
I was like,
foot's
"Fuck!"
yeah. No, I would get that. They did a great job with that prosthetic. But also, and I can't place my finger on it. This easily could just be me, but like when starting the show, something just felt off looking at it. I don't know if it was the lens that they used, the coloration, if it was something with like Penguin's hairline or something. It's just something looked off about it, and I can't place my finger on it. And I don't know why. His voice sounded a little bit different, which I get happens with age. I don't know why. Something was off,
I didn't
and I
get
don't know
that,
what it
and
is.
and it's not me trying to disagree with
Oh no,
Griff. It's just
yeah.
I didn't get that. I felt like we were in Matt Reeves' Batman,
I don't know.
Gotham.
I didn't. I could just be overly critical of it, but there were just several moments that just felt off, and several set pieces that just looked like they were really obviously
You know
set pieces.
what?
I don't know. There's something
You know
weird.
what I think it might be, and this could just be me. So the Batman it started filming before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then due to the pandemic, it was shut down for months. And then in order to, like, not lose time and money and whatever, they picked it back up, but they built sets as opposed to filming so much on location. So much of the Batman was actually
I don't
filmed
know.
on sets. So maybe that's what it was.
I can't put my finger
Because
on, but
this was
just
filmed on location. This was
I don't know.
Gotham just
Just comparing
felt
it
bigger to me.
from the Batman to this, something was just. It could be that something just felt off, and I don't
Yeah.
know why. But that very well could be it. I'm looking forward to seeing more. It's the release schedule's super weird. They even had to put an advertisement at the very start of the show just because of how fucked up it is. It airs tonight on Thursday, but the next episode's a week from Sunday. All episodes are now on Sundays. They're gonna conflict with football. It's weird. I don't get the choice.
I don't know why they do that, to be
Thursday's
honest
such
with
a
you.
good day.
Yeah,
Thursday's a
or
good day
just
for it.
fucking any day of the week, really.
Yeah, just keep it. But
And I don't
I don't know.
understand why now on these streaming services, and it's not just Max, it's Disney, fucking, except for Netflix. Netflix doesn't do that. Um, Just release it early on in the morning. We let us choose when we'll sit the fuck down and watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be for like Disney Plus that they used because now it was like Tuesday or Wednesday night because they used to release it Wednesday at 12 a.m. Then they moved it back, but I
I
agree.
love
Just
I
do it in the a.m.
Netflix is starting to do it, but they don't
Yeah,
do it as much where they'll have like a big premiere. It'll be like fucking 8 in the morning and boom,
true.
go watch it. Just go knock it out. And they also give you the chance of like if you want to bench the shit, go ahead. I don't so much mind week to week, but if I had the option to binge something,
Oh, I binge it every single time.
if this
Every time.
yeah, I'll binge Daredevil. I'll binge X-Men 90. I would have binged the shit out of X-Men 97. There's just certain things that
Yeah.
you just want to binge.
This show I do think is probably better week to week rather than a binge.
I'm so glad they didn't do a two fucking episode premiere.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
like 2 episode premieres, man.
neither do I. And I feel like with this show, especially with
Maybe that's why I
the
didn't enjoy
pacing of
Agatha
it,
that much because I felt like I felt obligated to watch the second episode.
yeah, I'm
And that
glad
first one
they're
didn't
taking
do
the
it for
break
me.
here. I do think that week by week for the Penguins probably the right way to go about it, considering how long they are and the tone of it, as well as the pacing, week by week to get that break and that
The only thing I
reprieve is
hate about
solid.
this is if this does great, we're getting a fucking
I
ketchup and mustard man spinoff at
The
some
thing
point.
is, no matter how good this show is, I think it's gonna fail. I don't think people care enough about this show. I think people care about the Batman, sure, but the Batman's already confirmed not to appear, and this is just filler until we get the Batman 2. I
But I
don't think this is
understand
gonna
why
have their viewership that they
I
need.
understand why the Batman's not going to show up though.
Oh yeah, no, I totally get
Because
it, but I think because
at
of
this
that, it
point in
hinders the
time,
show.
Penguin is small potatoes to him. Like he doesn't give a
Yeah,
fuck about the Penguin.
yeah.
That's what makes sense to me. I could be dead wrong.
But I mean, even in the Batman, he knew who the Penguin was, which is why it was a little bit weird him being so unestablished. Even the Batman knew who the Penguin was, yet here it's
Yeah, but
starting fresh.
he was just Carmine's lanky though. He was just like
Yeah, but I feel
a
like he would
button
still
man.
have a little bit more of a head start than he has here.
Nah,
Yeah,
it made sense to me.
we'll see how the show does. Let us know what your thoughts are about this. If you enjoyed this show and for some reason you haven't seen the Batman, go check out our review for the Batman. It is still such a good movie. It's very rewatchable, and
Yes, it
you
is.
absolutely need to watch that movie before this.
I need to watch that movie.